Productions.
The following episode of the 8 p.m. quiz may contain strong language, adult themes, and very bad jokes. Please approach it with care.
Well, good evening. Hello again. Welcome to the chair in front of the curtains of mystery for another episode of the 8 p.m. quiz. Hello, I'm Stilgarian. I'll be with you for the next hour to an hour and a half with 40 questions divided into two parts called Part 1 and Part 2. We have about 18 people on the line at the moment, and also possibly some people in teams. I'll find out about that as we go along. As we wait for perhaps a few latecomers to join us, I'll run through what's going to happen. This is a pub-style quiz. I have 40 questions, as I said. I'll ask them. You will write down the answers your end, and then at the halfway point, we'll go through them and mark your answers, or score them, or grade them, depending on your cultural proclivities. There you go, proclivities. And we'll see who the winners are. There are no prizes. It's all on your own cognizance to mark yourself correctly. Judges' decisions final, all of that stuff. And we'll see how we go. Hello too. Let me just look at the chat while we're waiting for people to join us. Jim Campbell, of course, Ms. Cat, that's fabulous. David Heath again. PG, Little Giants a go, says PG. That's fantastic. Brett and Ralph's back after a bit of a gap, I think, isn't it? Glad you're back tonight. And yes, hello to the Bird Army. Fun KA is there. Me and Mine is there. Bren is there. This is fabulous. So hello to everyone else there. You have to be logged into YouTube to appear on the live chat. You don't have to chat if you don't want to. You can just play along and tell us what the scores are. Now, I hope you've poured yourself a drink. Today I'm drinking, where we go, Young Henry's Cloudy Cider. I paid for that. They're not paying for it. They're not giving me anything. But it's actually a really nice cider, not too sweet, more than adequate. Thank you. So I think everyone's here who's going to be here. So remember, there are 40 questions, 20 in part 1, 20 in part 2. Do not give the answers in the live chat. That's very important. You can tell jokes, obviously, and you can chat amongst yourselves at home. Don't put the answers or discuss the answers in the live chat. Hi Garth, glad you could do it. Create a channel, they said. Well, yes, that's what they mean for sort of having to log in. That's called creating a channel in YouTube structure. It's very, very silly. What else have I told you? I'll tell you all the other stuff at halftime about what's happening. I think we're ready to rock and roll. So pens and pencils in hand, or fingers on some little notepad device that you are not going to cheat and look up the answers with. Remember, there's no point cheating because A, there's no prizes, and B, you're only cheating yourself. Okay, I've said who I am. I'm still Garian, but you know that because that's the channel, right? Okay, here we go. Let's have a look at the questions. Can I sit that there? I think I can. That's quite good, and I pressed that. Okay, round one, as always, is the new news round. 5 questions about current events. Question 1, who is the leader of the Labor Party in New South Wales? The easy question, the opposition leader in Australia's most populous state. Got the job only the other day. I should have asked a bonus question who it used to be. I mean, who knows? Question 1, who is the leader of the Labor Party in New South Wales? And hello to Shane O'Neill. Yes, I hope you have been practicing your federal cabinet members. Questions coming up shortly. Question 2, the Argyle diamond mine closed about 6 months ago in November 2020. What was so special about the diamonds from the Argyle diamond mine in Western Australia? What was so special about those diamonds? Question 3, question 3 is our first picture question. Here we go. Here are 3 people who have been in the news this week. Who are these people? Ms. Cat wants to know why we need to know about New South Wales politics. I mean, you could well ask why we need to know about American politics, why we need to know about science. We don't need to know about anything in a capitalist society except how to buy things. That's the important thing to remember at this point, I think. Know how to buy things. Well, I can tell you that, here's a clue, none of the 3 people on the screen at the moment have to do with New South Wales politics, although there might be politicians on the screen. If you had enough time there, I'll go on to the next question, the next 2 questions while those people are on the screen. So that's picture question is question 3. I want names, a point each. Question 4, the New South Wales government has bought 5,000 kilograms of a chemical named bromadiolone, or perhaps bromadiolone for bromine. Why? Why has the New South Wales government bought that chemical, bromadiolone? Question 5, this is one for Shane O'Neill. It's a 2-parter for 2 points. Part 1, who is Australia's Minister for Immigration, Citizenship, Migrant Services and Multicultural Affairs? Okay, who is Australia's Minister for Immigration, Citizenship, Migrant Services and Multicultural Affairs? And second one, who is the Minister for Resources, Water and Northern Australia? Because they're all a thing, apparently, that go together like that. So, question 5 for 2 points. Who is Australia's Minister for Immigration, etc.? And who is the Minister for Resources, etc.? That's question 5. I hope you've got those people down. Round 2 is always my choice of a topic, 3 questions. And today, 17th of June, is Apple Strudel Day, apparently. I didn't realise that until too late in the piece, which is a shame because there is a good bakery here in Whitworth Falls. I'm pretty sure their apple strudel would be lovely. So, 3 questions on apple strudel. Yes, apple strudel, according to the website daysoftheyear.com, is a tasty, fruity treat that provides a base of yummy dough surrounding naturally sweet apples. It's popular in Central Europe. So here's 3 questions. Question 6, the first recorded example of apple strudel was in which European city? We know apple strudel is from Europe, but which city? Okay. Okay. I know you've all blocked out those government ministers, but, you know, we do need to know, and they have been quite important in the news this week, in fact. Question 6, what city for apple strudel? Question 7, a key element of apple strudel's flavour is which aromatic spice beginning with a consonant? A key element of apple strudel's flavour is which aromatic spice beginning with a consonant? Bren says he loves a good strudel. Oh, we all love a good strudel, don't we? And question 8, the word strudel itself is a German word, of course. It derives from a Middle High German word, meaning what? What does strudel actually mean? Apple, we know. What does strudel mean? That's question 8. I'm going to power through them this time. Round 3 is the media round, media, arts and entertainment, all lumped together. 5 questions here. So question 9, the controversial painting Blue Poles. It hangs in the National Gallery in Canberra. Blue Poles, who's the artist? And for a bonus point, what is the nationality of the artist of the famous and somewhat controversial painting Blue Poles, which personally I love. I could sit and watch it or look at it. It doesn't move very much being a painting. I could watch that for ages. So question 9, who painted Blue Poles and where were they from, for 2 points. Question 10, the Wiggles. Been with us a while. How long? In what year did the Wiggles first come to our attention and start performing? The Wiggles. What year? Question 11, the song lyrics question. As you know, actually playing songs to identify on YouTube brings all sorts of grief with copyright strikes. Unless you buy a license, it would cost me round about, well, it's either $275 a year or double that, $550 a year, depending on whether they count the live stream and the recording as separate things, and whether I'd need a single license for all of the Skank Media Productions, being one organisation, or whether I'd have to get a separate license for the 9 p.m. edict and the 8 p.m. It's not worth it just at the moment, but maybe later up. But question 11, song lyrics. I can read out the song lyrics and no one seems to complain. So this is a song from 1989. A point for the title and a point for the artist. Here we go. No, we're not counting the cockroach years. Great book. Fire in the ice, naked to the T-bone, banging on the head drum, shaking like a mad bull, and give away lyrics. Swaying to the band, she's, moving like a hammer. Sorry, I'll do that verse again. Swaying to the band, moving like a hammer, she's a miracle man, loving is the ocean, kissing is the wet sand, something. I'll read that again because I realised I accidentally skipped a line in one of those verses. Fire in the ice, naked to the T-bone, is a lover's disguise, banging on the head drum, shaking like a mad bull, something, swaying to the band, moving like a hammer, she's a miracle man, loving is the ocean, kissing is the wet sand. Point for the artist, point for the title. That's from 1989. And that was question 11. Question 12, which actor in the gender neutral sense of the word, could be any gender, has starred in all these films? I'll list them in alphabetical order. Minions, Miss Congeniality 2, Armed and Fabulous, I assume one of the greatest films ever made. Ocean's 8, Premonition, and Speed. I reckon if you know films, that's pretty easy. Which actor has starred in Minions, Miss Congeniality 2 Armed and Fabulous, Ocean's 8, Premonition, and Speed? That is question 12. Question 13 is a picture question. There we go. You know the drill. It's a point each. Who are these people? Actually, I just want to check something because I thought I was going to do something very special with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 30. Okay, no. It's all right. So, while those three people are on screen, where I'm up to, I'll move on to the old news round, so you've got a little time to look at that. Rhombus isotope, that is not Maggie Thatcher on any of them, quite frankly. Although, oh no, I don't want to think about it. So round 4 is old news, so history, basically. Again, there are 5 questions. I'll run. Do I need to? No, I think you've got them. That's enough for them. So that was question 13. Question 14. The current capital of Japan is Tokyo, which means Eastern capital. But in which year did Tokyo become the capital of Japan? For the most recent time, if it happens to have been capital more than once. So, in what year did Tokyo become the capital of Japan? In Common Era measuring of years. And what was the city's previous name? So there's 2 points there. When did Tokyo become the capital of Japan? And what was the city's name until that point? 2 points there. That's question 14. Question 15. Who was the first governor of the colony of Victoria, Ms. Cat? Yes, Victoria. You happy now? Who was the first governor of the colony of Victoria? Look on it. Anyway. Question 16. Marianas Trench, right? Deepest spot in the ocean. When was the bottom first reached by humans? The bottom of the Marianas Trench, I refer to there. In what year? In what year did humans plumb the full depths of the Marianas Trench? That's question 16. Question 17. Macau on the south coast of China. Macau, you've heard of it. That was a colony of which European power? Macau, colony of which European power? Okay, Macau, that's question 17. And question 18 is another picture question. Here are 3 more people. I would like their names, thank you. I have only met one of those people. Now, I will say, regulars will know that there's about a minute or so delay between when I say something and you respond, and then I see it in the chat and all of that, right? Because it's got a buffer on my computer and it's going to get up to the internet and buffer through YouTube and then down to you, and you've got to react, and you're all pissed, drunk, whatever. And, so it does take me a little time to react to what you say in the chat and to remember to have a look. So question 18 is who are those people there? Right? Question 19, what is that? I am told that there are good casinos in Macau. There's a whole... yeah, anyway, let's not go there. Does that give away anything? No, it doesn't. Question 19 is what is that? That has a couple of common names. I'll accept either of them. That's for a point, obviously. And finally, part 1, question 20 is who am I? Who am I? Not me, obviously, you know. It's a who am I question. Okay, I was born in 1901 in Chicago, Illinois, as opposed to some other Chicago, and I developed an early interest in drawing. As a child, I lived near the Atchison, Topeka and Santa Fe railroad, I'm sure that should be, and became enamoured with trains. I created many, many film characters. My most famous one was first seen in 1928. And even though I died in 1966, the law has since been changed so that my characters remain in copyright to the business I founded, even to this very day. Who's that? Born in 1901 in Chicago, Illinois, developed an early interest in drawing, lived near the Atchison, Topeka and Santa Fe Railway and loved trains, created many well-known characters, my most famous in 1928, died in 1966, but the law was changed to prevent those characters entering the public domain. And that is question 20, halfway through. Very quickly, I will look at the chat to see if anyone needs repeats or clarification. This is Schwartz Bakery in Wentworth Falls. Absolutely. It's always packed out on weekend mornings, though, by the tourists. So, cockroaches, school discos. There was a school thing at the school I went to in Adelaide some years ago, and one of the bands playing was the Angels, although they were known as the Keystone Angels then, for the angels carved in the keystone of an arch. I didn't like them very much. Tokyo is a good spot for a village. We just need to nuke the place to make room. I did get the 5G shots, but you know, yeah, all right. I think you're all right for that. So let's scroll back. Let's mark your answers for part 1. Question 1. Who is the leader of the opposition in New South Wales? It is Chris Minns. A point for that. There's a picture. That's something that Chris Minns tweeted out on the night from an abandoned office somewhere. Prue Carr, as you can see, is his deputy opposition leader now in new things. You missed 7 and 8, Chrissy M. 7 is the key element of apple strudel's flavour is which aromatic spice? Question 8 is strudel is a German word meaning what? Or a Middle High German meaning what? And 18, who wants question 18? Coralie wants question 18. Hi, Coralie. Question 18 was the picture question, which was those people. You'll have to be very quick. Me and mine, I'll give you the point for Minns. Ms. Cat says she doesn't even know the name of the Victorian opposition leader. That's a fair call. David Eve reckons half of that. Well, I'll see. You've confused me now. You've confused me. Question 1. Chris Mins for a point. Question 2. The Argyle Diamond Mine, pink diamonds is the answer we're looking for. The diamonds were pink. Question 3 was the picture question, so a point each for these people. On the left, we have Peter Credlin, former Chief of Staff to Prime Minister Tony Abbott, now a Sky News person, and you'll be shocked to hear now has a column in The Australian. So that's Peter Credlin on the left. In the middle, Michael McCormack, Deputy Prime Minister, federal leader of the National Party, and so on. KA saying, Chrissy asked for 7 and 8 again. I did do 7 and 8 again. 7, a key element of apple strudel's flavour, etc. And question 8 is strudel. We did do that. Come on, you've got to pay attention, people. Pay attention now. Can't keep going back. Time moves on. So that's Peter Credlin on the left for a point, Michael McCormack in the middle for a point, and on the right, that is football player Cristiano Ronaldo. I'll accept Ronaldo. He's from Portugal. So a point each, Peter Credlin, Michael McCormack, and Ronaldo. That was question 3. Now, everyone got their act together now? No? No, I can see you haven't. I'm not given the answer to question 6 or 7 yet. I'm still doing the answers to question 3 and 4. Question 4 was 5,000 kilograms of bromadiolone. Why? The answer is to kill the mice. Kill the mice is why we have bromadiolone in the mouse plague. So, point for kill the mice. Question 5, 2 points here. The Minister for Immigration, Citizenship, Migrant Services and Multicultural Affairs is Alex Hawke. Alex Hawke for the point. And the Minister for Resources, Water and Northern Australia is Keith Pitt. That's Pitt for the point. I'll give you a half point for Pitt. Really should have Keith Pitt because he's Pitt the elder, younger, whatever. Okay. Question 6, the first of the strudel questions. The first recorded example of strudel, apple strudel, was in Vienna. A point for Vienna. That was in 1697. There was a handwritten recipe, and it's housed in the Wien Bibliothek im Rathaus, which just means Vienna Town Hall Library. Point for Vienna was question 6. 7, the spice we're after is cinnamon. Cinnamon for question 7. Question 8, the word strudel means whirlpool or eddy, E-double-D-Y, or something along those lines. So, whirlpool, eddy for strudel, that's a point. If you've got a word that means much the same thing, there you go. By the way, people are cheering when they get various questions. It just occurred to me, say which question number you're cheering the result to, because it can be like quite some time before I say the answer and you react. And there you go. Rhombus isotope. No, not Germany. Germany is definitely wrong. No, none of these answers. Germany is not a city. Question 9. The painting Blue Poles, a point here for Jackson Pollock. His full name was Paul Jackson Pollock, but he used the name Jackson Pollock on all his work. Pollock will give you the point. And the second point, where is he from? He's an American, or was an American. So Jackson Pollock and American. 2 points there for question 9. Question 10, The Wiggles, 1991. That's 30 years ago. 1991 for The Wiggles. That was question 10. Question 11, the song lyrics, Fire in the Ice, Naked to the T-Bone. That is She's Got the Look by Roxette. There's your 2 points. Roxette and She's Got the Look. I'll accept Got the Look. That was the ARIA number 2 single, in Australia in 1989. There you go. Question 12, which actor was in all of those films? Minions, Miss Congeniality, 2 Armed and Fabulous, Ocean's 8, Premonition and Speed? The answer is Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock for the point. Question 13, over there, the picture question. Okay. On the left, we have Graham Chapman, former, late member of Monty Python. In the middle, we have Isabella Rossellini. A point for Isabella Rossellini. And on the right, that is Divine. Now, what I was going to do, and I buggered this up, I was going to do bonus points because they're all shots from films, and I was going to ask you for the names of the films. We won't do this as a point, but I will say that's Graham Chapman in The Life of Brian. That is Isabella Rossellini in David Lynch's Blue Velvet. And the right, that is Divine in Pink Flamingos. There you go. So that's those people. Question 14 now, on to the old news round. Tokyo became the capital of Japan in 1868. A point for 1868. And its former name was Edo, E-D-O. A point for Edo. Question 15. First governor of the colony of Victoria was Charles La Trobe. I will accept La Trobe, but you really should have known Charles La Trobe. I'm giving you all an easy run tonight. A very, very easy run. So Charles La Trobe, 1 point, question 15. Question 16. Marianas Trench. 1960 is the year you're looking for. The bathyscaphe Trieste, which was designed in Switzerland, built in Italy, but owned by the United States Navy, reached the bottom on the 23rd of January 1960. The 2 people on board were Don Walsh and Jacques Picard. So 1960 for the point. Did I get a picture of that? No, I was going to get a picture and show you, but fuck it. Question 17. Well done, Bren, getting the year of Tokyo right. Well done indeed. David Heath, if you were in the decade, the 1860s, I'll give you half a point. There you go. Macau was a colony of Portugal. That one's easy, I think. That's really easy for this quiz. For those of you who are new to it, it's normally really tough, and getting half marks is considered a bit of an achievement. So question 17, Portugal for the point. Question 18, these people. Okay, a point for each of these. On the left, that's Madeleine Albright, who was the first female Secretary of State of the United States of America, and she is both, I've met her very briefly, she presented at a conference I was at in DC. She is both extremely short and extremely smart, and also extremely funny. So that's three things that Madeleine Albright is. So Madeleine Albright there. In the middle, that is Indira Gandhi, the third Prime Minister of India. So a point for Indira Gandhi. And on the left, that is Colonel William Light, the first Surveyor General of the province of South Australia. Anyone in Adelaide should know that. It's a self-portrait of him there. He was the one who designed the kind of grid-like layout of Adelaide, and also of Christchurch originally, for that matter. A couple of others. Penang, possibly? He was born in what was then Malaya. His mother was an interesting blend of Siamese, which we would now call Thai, and Malay, and something else. Anyway, he was officially counted as being Eurasian. So there you go. So point each, Madeleine Albright, Indira Gandhi and Colonel William Light for question 18. Question 19 was the critter question, which I forgot to do the critter question title. That is a groundhog or woodchuck. And yes, Chrissy M, William Light is the pointing statue on Montefiore Hill in North Adelaide. Anyway, that is a groundhog or a woodchuck. And that's a point for that. And question 20, the Who Am I think you all got this. You will have all got this, I think, is Walt Disney, Walter Elias Disney. So while you're putting your scores up in the chat so you can compare them to other people, I will say that if you do enjoy this quiz, stilgherrian.com/tip is the way to go. Chuck a few bucks in. I mean, you spend some money on drinks at the pub. That would be like, you don't have to do it now. Just the link is in the YouTube channel and all the usual spots. And I think everyone watching this probably knows that by now. So there were 30 points available in that first half. So total them up, and let's see, Chrissy M 20 out of 30. That's very good. That is fantastic. Ms. Cat 9. I'm very disappointed in you. You normally do quite well. 13 from David Heath. Shane O'Neill on 19. That's looking our best so far. Garth Kidd on 12. John Eves 13. Yeah, pretty good. K8 4. You're not following news again. Yeah, K8. You really got to follow the news for the parts of this one, because even the kind of questions that aren't newsy, they'll come up places in the news. Will happen. 11, Chrissy M. Hang on. Did you miscount? Am I confused? Did you say that? Huh? I don't know. Anything but 9 is okay. 16 for Bren, but you're right. The geography round is your special thing, and that will come up. 14, yeah, Jim Campbell. It's 14 out of 30, not out of 20. Dean Madden, 14, very good. 13 for Ollie Lard, good. Look, you can see all that in the chat. I'll go through. Oh, you were yaying question 20, Chrissy. I'm sorry about that. This lag really is quite annoying. I will say this is the last planned episode for a little while, in Series 2 anyway. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because the 9 PM Edict podcast, we're just reaching the end of I don't really do series numbers for that, but the autumn series, it's stretched a bit into winter. We've got one episode to go. The one that was planned with Dr. Space Junk, Dr. Alice Gorman, I'm having to put that back to July or something, because that was designed to coincide with when she's got a space archaeology thing that's being released, and that isn't happening just yet. So Dr. Space Junk will flip into July, maybe August. So I'll do one more episode in the autumn series. I haven't arranged that yet, but that will be happening before the end of June. And so the end of the financial year becomes a natural break for both the 9 p.m. edict and the 8 p.m. quiz, and I'll figure out what to do in the new year. I enjoy doing these, but they do take a bit of time, so I'm trying to work out how I can make it survivable a bit. The edict podcast, they're kind of doing okay, and my main one for both of these things is to build the audience, so that's what I'll be aiming at in the new year. Since we last had a quiz, the podcast, there's a great one that went up last week with Mark Humphreys, the satirist. So I think you'll enjoy that. And before that, cartoonist Kathy Wilcox from the 9 papers, the Sydney Morning Herald and the Age. She was on the week before that. Again, that was a lot of fun. There's some good scores there. Little Giants, really, PG-19 out of it. Look, I'm very impressed with anyone who got over 15. There was some easier questions this week, I thought. But we'll see what happens in part 2. Are your drinks ready for part 2? That's what we need to look at. Part 2, as you all know, begins with the platypus round. These are 4 questions posed by the snarky platypus, and those of you who know what he's into will find that they're very much questions of the kind of things he's interested in, and can be fucking hard. Let me see. Okay, so ready to go. Question 21. What was the name of the tribe that founded the Qing dynasty in China, Qing dynasty in China, which ruled China from 1644 to 1912? What was the name of the tribe? The Qing, it's not Qing, it's Qing dynasty, but it sounds different. I won't get into Mandarin or Cantonese pronunciation at this point. So what was the name of that tribe? That's question 21. Question 22, how many cities in China have a population of more than 10 million people? There is a number of them. I would like to know that number. Don't want their names. I'll tell you their names later. But there are how many cities in China with more than 10 million people? Right? Look at that platypus sitting there in the video. I must get a new platypus video too. That was question 22. Question 23. Who won the 2021 French Open Tennis Women's Singles? Women's Singles in the French Open. Who was the winner this year? Excuse me while I swipe my glasses. The flare off the light is something chronic. Jim Campbell says best to pronounce it as the Qin. All right. I'll look up pronounced Qin dynasty. Okay. Yes, Ron, besides a specific number. I tell you what, it's even a positive integer. The number of those cities. Okay, anyway. Question 21, the tribe. Question 22, how many cities over 10 million? Question 23, who won the French Open women's singles? And question 24, Mariah Carey has scored how many number 1 singles in the United States? And I'll give you a clue, it's more than 10. Yeah, more than 10. Mariah Carey, number 1 single. Anyway, that is the end of the platypus round, which takes us to the geography round. Now, some people love this, some people hate it. I was even toying with becoming a cartographer when I was at school and thinking of what to do at university. So that was the thing. Question 25. Which city is further from the equator, Brisbane in Australia or Miami in the United States? That's question 25. If you're not sure, you can just toss a coin. Which is further from the equator, Brisbane or Miami? That's going to be a bit of a thing for you, isn't it? Question 26. Amman, A-M-M-A-N, is the capital of which country? You know, what's the capital of Paris? Are really, you know, simple questions and classic trivia stuff. But as Jim said, yes, that was very much a snarky platypus round. And they, you know, anyway. Question 25, Brisbane or Miami, which is furthest from the equator? Question 26, Amman is the capital of which country? A-M-M-A-N in the way it's usually written in our alphabet. Question 27, what is the second largest lake in Australia? Australia, of course, is renowned for its lakes. We're a lake country. We like our lakes. Which is our second biggest? Name of the lake. Question 28. This is easy. The city Da Nang is in which country? Da Nang. Which country is that city in? Oh, yeah, they're easy this week. And question 29. This is the one people really love or hate. Where's the button? It's the map round. So once more, there's a map, an outline map of part of the world. In this case, it's Eastern Europe. And as you can see, there's 9 countries there running down with numbers in them. So there's 5 points at stake here because I'm going to read out the names of 5 countries and you have to write down the matching number. Now, as usual, I've shuffled these at random. I think it's pretty obvious where we are in the world, right? There's Italy and Greece at the bottom, Mediterranean Sea. Up the top, you can see the big sticky outy bit of Denmark poking up towards, into the Swedish zone, as we might call it. So ready? I will read out some letters and names and you put a number next to them. Okay, country A, Bulgaria. Bulgaria. Country B, Moldova. 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 C, Estonia. 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 C, Estonia. D, Romania. 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 That's D. And E, Latvia. Latvia. E is Latvia. So I'll run through them again. A, Bulgaria. B, Moldova. C, Estonia. D, Romania. And E, Latvia. And I will leave those on the screen for a little while longer as we go into the next round, which is the World Affairs round, 5 questions, which are about world affairs. Good heavens, this is so obvious, isn't it? Okay, so question 30. The city of Taishan in Guangdong province of China was in the news this week. Why? Why was the city of Taishan in the news this week. Taishan is in the Guangdong province of China. Excuse my tone, everyone. I'm really crappy with tonal languages. But Taishan was very much in the news this week for a reason. Question 31. Apple Daily is a daily newspaper in which city? Apple Daily is a daily newspaper in which city? That's question 31. Where would I be if I'm reading the Apple Daily? Question 32. Who is the Prime Minister of Israel? Now, I did ask this question a few weeks ago, but the answer is not the same. Who is the Prime Minister of Israel? Question 32. Yeah, do your best. I suspect I'll be easy on this, but question 32 is who is the Prime Minister of Israel? That's question 32, I should say. I don't know what I just said. My brain is fading. Question 33, where is Tiangong? Where is Tiangong? Tiangong, Tiangong, Tiangong. Where is it? Be as precise as you can. I want to see who that is. Yes, David Heath. We'll go, yes, Prime Minister of Israel. Yeah. Question 33, where is Tiangong? Question 34, just a single picture in this round. Who's that? If you get his name and his job, you get the whole point. If you just get one or the other, you get half a point. He has a couple of jobs. I'll accept any of those jobs. Well, the two key ones that he's in the news for. So, here's that chat. That's question 34. Question 35. The penultimate round, as we call it. Oh, this is another picture quiz. Brain fade. Who's that? And for a bonus point, what's its Latin name? Come on, this is easy. Who's that? This is question 35. Who is that in the picture? And which team do they play for? No. Question 35. Who is that? You will get a bonus point if you've got the Latin name and know that one. I'll leave that up while I go to the next questions. Question 36. I'll just leave it up because it's just a great rendering, isn't it, of that thing. Question 36. The principle that as the speed of a moving fluid, either a liquid or a gas, increases, the pressure within the fluid decreases. Whose principle is that? The principle that as the speed of a moving fluid, liquid or, as in a liquid or a gas, increases, the pressure decreases. Carly wants 26 and 28 again. 26 was Amman is the capital of which country? A-M-M-A-N. 28 is the city of Da Nang is in which country? Scrolling back and forth, it's been annoying. I know the lag is annoying. I did see someone say earlier that Twitch has less lag, and that is true, but there's a whole thing of where normal people find you when streaming, quite frankly. Yes, David Heath, about question 36, the speed of a moving liquid or gas increases and then the pressure in it decreases. Question 37, told you it was new stuff. Arnott's Tim Tam biscuits are based on which British brand? Very much in the news this week. Arnott's Tim Tam biscuits are based on which British brand? That's question 37. Question 38, I'm going to give you three names. I want to tell you what these three people have in common, apart from the fact that they're all white men. Three people, here we go. What do they have in common? Henry Huntley Haight, Haight spelled H-A-I-G-H-T, Haight, or Height, perhaps. Henry Huntley Haight, Leland Stanford, Leland is L-E-L-A-N-D, Stanford, Leland Stanford, and Ronald Reagan. What do those three people have in common? Henry Huntley Haight, or Haight, Leland Stanford, and Ronald Reagan. What do they have in common? That's question 38. Question 39 is always, what city is this? I'm not sure how easy that one's going to be. I mean, it's not an angle of that city that I personally have seen before, though at the same time, we'll see. Anyway, that's question 39. What city is that? And I'll leave it on screen while I do question 40. This is the 5-point finale. I have a name of a thing. I'm going to read out three descriptions and you tell me which one is correct. And it's worth 5 points. Question 40. What is or was the noisy serpent? The noisy serpent. Is it A, literal translation of the Navajo name for the galaxy we usually call Messier 87 or Virgo A? I'll read these a second time in a moment. Is it B, a nickname for the first commercial powered vacuum cleaner, or one of them anyway, invented by a British engineer called Hubert Cecil Booth in 1901? Or C, is the noisy serpent something that was officially known as the polar cub, a nickname for a mains-powered vibrator from the 1920s, so called because of the noise it made? So is the noisy serpent, is it A, literal translation of the Navajo name for the galaxy we usually call Messier 87 or Virgo A? Is the noisy serpent a nickname for the first or one of the first commercial powered vacuum cleaners invented by British engineer Hubert Cecil Booth in 1901? Or is the noisy serpent a nickname for the polar cub, a mains-powered vibrator from the 1920s, so called again because of the noise it made? Now, very quickly, people, I hope you get that right, because very, very quickly I'm going to scroll back and we're going to go through the answers for part 2, right? Now, again, this is another 30-point section. There's 60 points in all. Question 25, which is further from the equator? The answer is Brisbane. Brisbane is 29.47 degrees south. Miami is 25.76 degrees north, so a point for Brisbane. 26, Amman is the capital of Jordan. Jordan for the point. Jordan for the point. Question 27, the second largest lake in Australia is Lake Torrens, also known as Munda in Indigenous names. It's 250 kilometres long, 30 kilometres wide, 5 1,745 square kilometres. This cat just checking, does miss the 4 questions mean you got them wrong or you didn't hear the answers? Oh, I see. I didn't tell you the answers. My mistake. There you go. Sorry. Here we go, the platypus round. 21, the name of the tribe, the Manchu people. Manchu for the answer. 22, how many cities in China more than 10 million people? 6 is the answer. 6 for the point, and they are Beijing, Shanghai, Tianjin, Chongqing, I suppose that would be, Guangzhou and Shenzhen. 6 is the answer to question 22. Question 23, who won the women's singles? Barbara Krejcikova. You'll know if you got it right or not. And 24, how many number 1 singles in the US for Mariah Carey? 19. 19 is the answer there. Okay, keep going. Then it's Brisbane, then it's Jordan, then it's Lake Torrens. The largest is Lake... Actually, you'd like to see a picture of this, wouldn't you? I know you like maps and things. So there's the map of the northern part of South Australia. Lake Torrens is the curved one, right in the middle there. Lake Eyre is north of it there. That's the largest, nearly twice as big in surface area at 9,500 square kilometres. See, these things are huge. Lake Torrens there, that's 250 kilometres. And, I mean, I've been up there. I've been past Lake Creek to... Well, I've been to Woomera, so I haven't really been past the lake. But there you go. Brent's just wondering if I can have the 4 questions back. Yeah, that was a cunt of a round from the platypus, wasn't it? He really is just quite the bastard with setting those questions. So Lake Torrens for the point there on 27. 28, Da Nang is in Vietnam. I think that's pretty easy, isn't it? Vietnam for the point for 28. And, oh, sorry, John Eves, 7 cities and 18 songs. So close, but there you go. Where are we up to? Oh, 29, the map round. Okay, here we go. Check this because there's 5 points up for grab. Bulgaria is number 8. B, Moldova is number 6. C, Estonia is number 1. D, Romania is number 7. And E, Latvia is number 2. So the numbers you want are 8, 6, 1, 7, 2, and the supplementary number is 13. 8, 6, 1, 7, 2. A point for each of them. And just for completeness, let's run down from top to bottom and tell you what they all are. 1 is Estonia and 2 is Latvia, as we've just determined. 3 is Lithuania. 4 is Belarus. 5 is Ukraine. 6 is Moldova. 7 Romania. 8 Bulgaria. And 9 is North Macedonia. Bren, 5 out of 5. He's very happy. Jim Campbell, 4 out of 5 on the map. That is really good. Yeah, quite good work there on the map. Question 30. Taishan in Guangdong is in the news because they had a bit of a problem at the old nuclear power plant, is the answer there. There was damage to the fuel rods in the number 1 reactor of the Taishan nuclear power plant. There was an increase in radiation measured, but according to Chinese authorities, that was contained by barriers that functioned as planned. Yeah? So nuclear reactor problem, radiation leak, that sort of thing. For question 30 gets you the point. 31, Apple Daily is a newspaper in Hong Kong. Hong Kong for the point. I don't know why I'm doing that. Question 32, the Prime Minister of Israel is Naftali Bennett. I will accept Mr. Bennett. Naftali Bennett, I think that would be. Naftali, Naftali Bennett. Naftali Bennett for question 32. Question 33, where is Tiangong? Asked to be as precise as possible. The answer is in orbit around the Earth. Tiangong is China's current space station. Tiangong means heavenly palace, and it's in the news this... Did I ask the bonus point about the news this week? Shit. I mean, it's in the news because 3 astronauts, or taikonauts, we say in Chinese, have been sent there to be the first crew on the space station. So Tiangong, it's in the sky, in the orbit around the Earth is the answer I want. I think I forgot to ask you about why it's in the news. So this next bit's 29. I will modify question 34 then. Who's in the picture? Because I don't know that... Where are we? There we go. I'll give you a full point for each of these facts. That is John Coates. So I'll give you a full point if you said John Coates, and I'll give you another full point if you said either President of the Australian Olympic Committee or board member of the International Olympic Committee. He is often the person speaking on behalf of the Olympic Games. So I'll give you a point each, a full point each for John Coates and either president of the AOC or board member of the IOC. That makes up the kind of 30 points for this round. Question 36, question 35 I mean, who's that? That is Cooper, or the Australian Titan, Australotitan cooperensis. So they were what? They were a point each, weren't they? So I want Cooper for a point, yeah, that's it, Cooper. That's the name of that particular one. What was 33? Tiangong in orbit around the Earth. Tiangong, the question was, where is it? Where is Tiangong? And the answer is in orbit around the Earth. So, a point anyway for this chap in question 35. It's a point for Cooper and a point for Australotitan cooperensis. Question 36. What is the principle? It's Bernoulli's principle, after the Italian physicist. Bernoulli's principle that says as the speed of a moving fluid increases, the pressure within the fluid decreases. Yep, John Eves, it is indeed a space station, but the question is where is it, not what is it? You will have to be trusted to mark what you've actually written down as opposed to knowing what it is. Okay, question 36 was Bernoulli's principle. Question 37, Tim Tam biscuits are based on the British brand Penguins, Penguin biscuits. This came up in the trade deal just negotiated between Australia and the UK. Why, I don't know. Question 38, what do Henry Huntley, Haight, Leyland Stanford and Ronald Reagan have in common? They have all been governors of California. Governors of California is the answer there for 38. Question 39, and I hadn't realised I was running to a theme here. The city is Los Angeles. 1 point for Los Angeles. Yeah, it's a bit of a shitty photograph, but yeah, that is Los Angeles. And the point, what is the noisy serpent? The answer is B, one of the first commercial powered vacuum cleaners. And here's a picture of it. That's it. Henry Cecil Booth's vacuum cleaner. It was actually his people who started calling them a vacuum cleaner. There it is, and it was called the Noisy Serpent because, as you can see, it was had a big engine in it and a pump, and there were hoses everywhere. Wouldn't fit inside. There you go, and that's from 1901. It had many nicknames, but Noisy Serpent is one. The others, Navajo name for the galaxy we call Messier 87. No, that's bullshit. I just made it all up. I forgot to say rattlesnake in that, and that was kind of the link. And questions, and number C, the Polar Cub. The Polar Cub is, in fact, a mains-powered vibrator from the 1920s. I have no idea what noise it made. Okay, so another bit of trivia about Henry Cecil Booth's vacuum cleaner. It became incredibly fashionable because for the coronation of King Edward VII that year, 1901, they noticed at the last minute the rug under the throne was very dusty, and they couldn't really move anything else. So they'd heard about Booth's vacuum cleaner, and he was called in to. I think yes. Sorry, Shane O'Neill. Yes, the last question is worth 5. So B for the vacuum cleaner, that gets you 5 points. I saw someone go past say they got that Craig Batty 18 out of 50. No, it's 18 out of 60, mate. So there's 30 points in part 1, 30 points in part 2 for a total of 60. Getting half. No, question 40 is worth 5 points, Chrissy M. So if you need to redo your totals, do that. Let's scroll back. David Heath is saying Secret Life of Machines. Yes, I watched that recently. That series has been remastered on the thing. Question 38, they're all clowns, was Cat. Well, possibly. I mean, Leyland Stanford was a very clever businessman. That was 33 in orbit. That's going well. 27 out of 60 for David Heath. Yeah, okay, yes, I can see how you got that. There you go. Pump your scores in there, people. And I will remind you that you need to keep encouraging me to continue this in another series. What I might do, I mean, there's some options. I could do a more intense winter series, like a burst of like weekly episodes or something, so people get in the vibe. I could do them on special occasions or something. I mean, once a month I thought kind of work. We did do a poll earlier. I just, go there, chuck a few bucks in. Doesn't have to be much. You don't have to do it either. I mean, it'd just be nice. I enjoy doing this. Johnny's reckons we need more sport and science and a lot less geography. Look, point taken. And, the platypus and I don't collude on the questions. They just come in on the day. And but I'm certainly open to suggestions, and I will look back at the chat as we go. If you have friends who enjoy the trivia, this video is and will be up on YouTube as long as there is YouTube, I suppose. And to play, it's not as much fun as playing with the live chat pub. Travelling pub trivia shows. Oh, I mean, I could, but it's bad of fucking around with lights and cameras. Anyway, look, there you go. thank you so much for playing. I really do appreciate you all joining it. I can see that quite a bit of fun has that. Okay, I'll look at all the chat later. I just want to say to all of you, thank you so much for playing. This has been a fun little 5-part series. I will look at doing some more somehow. The once a month seems to, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing in the second half of the year yet, but thank you so much for playing. Until I return, I'm just padding because this fucking thing's scrolled past. Look, I don't know. Until then, until next time, whenever it'll be, I'm still Garian. Wash your hands.
The 8 p.m. quiz is a Skank Media production. Sorry.